Okay, so I'm making this video to turn into the Canvas link because my previous recording I'm using for the presentation doesn't have audio. So I just want to kind of showcase what I did here. So first thing are these inverters, and essentially the way it works is when you have power going into a torch, it flips the signal. And there's a couple ways you can do this. You can do it horizontally, or you can make it kind of chain itself up. Next up is the exclusive OR gate. So we have these two inputs that go in, so when one is on, it turns off these two torches, and in turn lets this torch turn on, which turns on the light. And same thing for this side. When both are on, all four of these torches cause this one to be turned on, which turns both of these off, which turns it back off. And then we have the AND gate, pretty simple. Both of those torches have to be off for that one to turn on. Alright, so here is our half adder. So, pretty simple. We have two inputs, and they both go to an exclusive OR gate and an AND gate. So, when one input is turned on, it goes to both of the gates, and of course, these gates are opposites essentially. So, it'll only go through the XOR gate, but when both are on, then it will flip the signal, and here we have these two denoting a 1 and 2's place bit. So if we're adding these together, that would be adding 1, and then adding 2. We get the signal over there. This is a full adder that's kind of big and bulky and hard to see what's going on, so here I made a simplified version. So in a full adder we have 3 inputs. You have the 2 numbers that you're adding, and you also have the carry out from the previous adder, because you need to be able to add 3 bits total. So what's happening here is same as before with these two. See, that's on. So, let me see. This is probably the best way to do this. Well, I have 1 bit going to the first XOR gate and the first AND gate. Now, obviously, it's going to go through the XOR gate, which will split into 2 inputs and go to another AND gate with the carryout and another XOR gate with the carryout. And then the XOR gate goes to the 1's bit input, and the AND gate goes to the 2's place. So what we get, do this, that goes into that AND gate, which is carried all the way down. And if we do this, this goes through the XOR gate, which splits off. It won't go through this XOR gate because that's on, so it goes into that AND gate, it goes on. And finally, with all 3 on, we get 3 as our output. With all 3 on, neither one of them can go through this XOR gate. So these two have to go through this AND gate, which is taking the signal there. And because this AND gate is only getting 1 signal from the carryout, because those two are on, nothing's coming out of this XOR gate. So this only has 1 signal, which means that bit can only go to the XOR gate here. So we get a 3. Now here is a kind of 4-bit adder here. Kind of blown up, we can see. Pretty simple how it works. It's just you have your half adder for your first 2 bits that you want to add, and then the carry out goes into a 3 full adders essentially, which gives you the 4-bit adder. So I hooked up this screen. It doesn't work. Not all of them are hooked up, but it works enough to kind of show what's going on. So if we do those two, yeah, it doesn't work the best, but you can see we get a 2 for the output. Pretty simple. The ones I entered are carried down these black wires, which go into the half adder and out the AND gate. And we have no other inputs into this full adder. So that output just goes through the XOR gate and we get the light on. If we turn on 1 bit, now we're going to get a 4 because we're adding 1 and 3. So same as before, carried into the half adder, goes out. We have one input going through both XOR gates, and, well, we have two inputs going into this one now. So the signal is carried over to the AND gate, where it is carried out into this. And this rest of it isn't hooked up yet, but we can see I can add another bit to that, and it will make it, what is that, 8 now? Yeah, that's 8. Adding 4 to 4 is 8, and then we can add another 4 and get 12. So that all works. And in this kind of setup, like before we had the carry out bit was another light, like right here. And these, the exclusive OR gates are the only thing ever connected to an output. So you have your exclusive OR, which goes into an exclusive OR, which is the output. Anything that gets ANDed is carried out. So here is the final form of my project, which is an 8-bit adder. So this is a little bit different. It's built vertically to kind of save space. I changed up some of the colors used, but you can see all the white things are exclusive OR gates, and all the purple is an AND gate. And we even have this kind of overflow detection. So each input is a certain color. Probably wasn't necessary. I don't know if it makes it more confusing or not. But we have two of the same color, different textures going in. So if I want to show how the AND gate works. So we have that, we get 2. So we have our inputs are going into this white exclusive OR gate, and you can see if it did go through, it just comes out and goes down here and goes out there. So we built our AND gates. I built my AND gate on top of the exclusive OR gate. So it goes in, it kind of chains its way up, similar to that inverter thing I showed you earlier, and it turns this on, which carries it into the second exclusive OR gate on this one, and it goes down. If we do something like this, now first I'll show that, because this is one of the more interesting aspects of it. So now we get 4. So we have these two inputs go in, and it's carried up. We have output going into an exclusive OR gate. There is no output in this one because we have one input coming in over here. So input from that goes into the first exclusive OR gate, and because we have that input, it doesn't go out. Instead, it's carried up into this AND gate, where it is carried over, as you can see, both this AND gate from the 2-bit place and this AND gate from the first bit place essentially go the same place. They both go down to this exclusive OR gate, and we have nothing in the 4's place, so it's going to be carried out and displayed there. If I add this 1 though, now we're going to get 6. So same as before, this is carried out. This is carried out. This time it is going through, even though we have inputs on this side, and that's because we have 2. So it never actually makes it through this first exclusive OR gate. It's ANDed up. So essentially we have these two carried out, ANDed up, displayed, and those two ANDed up and out and displayed. So that's pretty much all the specifics of it. So the white, this row is our first exclusive OR gates. This is our second. This has the two inputs, that and that, and these have the two inputs coming from the carryout and that respective exclusive OR gate. And all these carryouts do is take it to the next over exclusive OR gate, kind of like this bridge type structures that I built in that style adder. So And yeah, I can show real quick. The overflow detection is nothing fancy. You could pretty much interpret that as just another place, but I thought it would be appropriate to include it, so I did. And we can kind of see how it'll work if I chain some crazy number together here. So if I had a number like that, for say, I could just add 1 to it and it will chain all the way down. And we'll get that. So yeah, there it is. It works great, and I'm pretty happy with it. It was a fun project, and this was a great class. I really enjoyed this class a lot. So thank you.